Good morning, Practical Rebels. Welcome to Tuesday mornings, early morning intuitive guidance. I'm Dr. Bonnie Nussbaum, and we have a card deck we haven't seen in a while. So hopefully you'll resonate with this card deck. I love the subtitle, which is What Your Soul Wants You to Know. What your soul wants you to know. So yesterday, several people indicated that they weren't getting, good morning Peggy, glad you are here, they weren't getting the notifications that I was on live, and there doesn't seem to be much I can do about that, and several people were pitching out ideas in terms of how to make it more likely you would get the notification. Good morning Cindy, welcome, glad you are here. So hopefully some of you have tried that, and it's going to make it easier for you to access this as soon as I go live. But like I said yesterday too, I oftentimes will chat a bit at the beginning to give people time to get on. You got a notification this morning. Awesome. Good, good, good. And Peggy too. Fabulous. All right. We're heading in the right direction then. That is good. So we got a little bit of snow overnight. Only this was the light fluffy stuff instead of that heavy soggy stuff. Good morning Lucy. So I think it will be less miserable to deal with, and we made our lap around the school, and here we are. Colder than it was yesterday, but that's okay too, because then it makes for fluffy snow instead of the heavy stuff. So busy day today, so hopefully you guys have a busy day too, something that's enjoyable, maybe some moments of solitude and silence in there that'll help fill up your soul. But we're going to do some soul filling today because I think our card is going to lend itself to that. So we have the Soul Coaching Deck by Denise Lynn, What Your Soul Wants You to Know. And again, as usual, this card dovetails beautifully with the ones we've been getting recently. So let's just do a couple of nice deep breaths in and out. Good morning, Holly. You jumped on just in time to breathe. Breathing and relaxing. Breathing and opening. And that actually is our word for today. Opening. So there she is in her heart. And that heart is large and all-encompassing. Opening. And what it says on the bottom for the mantra, I am open to receiving the gifts of the universe. I am open to receiving the gifts of the universe. Good morning, Linda. Glad you are here. So let's see what it has to say, and then we'll go from there. Opening. Card meaning. Be open to receive the gifts of the universe. And notice that it says opening. We're in the process. It's not like it's a done deal. We're in the process of opening. Okay? There's nothing to fear, so allow your vulnerability to shine. And that's at least the third time that word vulnerability has popped up in the last little while. So to me, what that's saying is being willing to take the armor off. Good morning, good morning. Take the armor off and just be present. Just be who you are. Be in willingness to be open. Fling your arms to the heavens and exclaim, I'm ready. So let's just do that. Put your arms out there. I am ready. Feel what that feels like. Does that feel vulnerable? For many of us, it will. That doesn't mean we stop doing it. It just means we acknowledge this feels vulnerable. So instead of the closed in on ourselves, self-protective, I'm guarding my heart stuff that we often do, throw in your arms wide. Maybe do this outside at some point today. Throw your arms wide. Feel what it feels like. Get some practice at being open to receiving. Stretch, expand, and venture forth. Doors of opportunity are opening for you. Your soul wants you to know. In nature, periods of contraction, winter, are followed by periods of expansion, summer. And the process that gets us from the contraction to the expansion is spring, which is right on the cusp here. And then the process that gets us from the expansion to the contraction is autumn, which is a beautiful time of year. But it's preparing us for that closing down, going within, etc. Again, right now we're in that point where we're beginning to open up, shake off the snow, and be more open and present. Although there are times in life to retreat, be guarded, and go within, There are also occasions when it's essential to be absolutely fearless in your openness and vulnerability, such as the present. Even if you're afraid, it is appropriate to come out and open your eyes to new experiences, people, places, and things. Forge new directions and initiate new projects. Can that message be any louder? Every single card. Even if you've closed your heart because of the pain of past wounds, this is a time to open yourself wide and full. So let's just do that. I want you to close your eyes. Good morning, Judy. Glad you're here. We're just about to do a little imagery. I want you to close your eyes, shoulders back, back and down, just soft. So you're not holding them tight, you're just letting them be soft. But opening up the whole chest area and allowing yourself to be present. Head up, breathing deeply, and notice, what does this feel like to your body? Does this feel a little unusual because you typically don't open yourself up like this? I am ready. I am open to receiving. I'm ready for all that's in the highest and best good to come my way. Good morning, Rebecca. Glad you are here. I'm not sure if someone just snuck past too, but welcome to everyone. We're just breathing ourselves open, just focusing on the breath, breathing deeply and easily, a little more deeply than we typically do, just to make ourselves aware. Again, shoulders back and down, at rest but open. Notice how this feels. Does it feel uncomfortable having that whole front of you open? Again, many of us self-protect unwittingly. We just do it subconsciously. But now, putting the shoulders back, being fully present, opening to receiving. So I'd like you to say that out loud if you're willing. I am ready, willing, and able to receive. I am ready, willing, and able to receive. And then let's focus on each of those words. Ready. How does ready feel to you? For me, it's kind of a leaning forward in a way. I'm ready. Willing is that softness, the shoulders being down, the heart being open. Able, my sense of competence, confidence, capability. I'm able to receive. Ready, willing, and able to receive right here, right now. And again, I'd like you to still yourself, quiet yourself. We've talked about how empowering it is, how important it is to have quiet in our lives. So let's just be quiet for a moment and attend to within. What does your spirit self within want you to know right here, right now? Just breathe. And I'm smiling a little bit. Good morning, Deb. Because as I got to the third round of that breathing, my committee kicked in. Okay, that's enough now. Get back on. Talk to them. And I'm like, nope. Need a couple of breaths beyond this. If the committee's getting uncomfortable right now, it means I'm on the cusp of something good. So move past your committee. You might call it the inner critic, whatever you call that chatter in your head that interrupts the silence when you're just about to get a golden nugget. And again, you can acknowledge that committee. I hear what you're saying. Thanks for your input. Step aside. Put them in their place. Put them in their place. Then be open. So that it's kind of your early warning system that good stuff is coming, or they wouldn't be kicking up. They wouldn't be popping in with the noise if you weren't right on the cusp of something good. So then you just breathe deeply and easily. Tell them to step aside. They will. You're in charge here. You're driving the bus. And then listen deeply. Listen intently. Going back to that card that we had a while ago with the geese. Listen deeply. being attuned to the messages that are coming from within, right? Breathing and allowing. And if you feel some discomfort, resistance, doubt, whatever, breathe into that. Acknowledge that it's there. Don't try to shove it away. Acknowledge that it's there and just allow it to move aside. Okay, I'm acknowledging there's some resistance here. If I need to know something about that, it will come up. If I just need to acknowledge it and set it aside, that's what'll happen. Just flowing. Again, we've talked about flow repeatedly lately also. Breathing and allowing, letting it move through you, up to you, through you, and out the other side. We don't have to attend to it, all right? So, opening. Again, the ing makes it an active thing. It's an ongoing process of opening, of receiving, of being willing to be vulnerable. And in that vulnerability, are we likely to get hurt? Maybe. But are we not? The armor that we put on, I don't think it protects us anyway. It gives us an illusion of protection. We can still be hurt, but we can also be open to receiving all the good that is. With the armor, we aren't open to receiving all the good that is. So paradoxically, it shuts down the good stuff instead of the negative stuff. So let's set aside the armor. Just imagine yourself doing that. Whatever you have, the breastplate, the shoulders, the helmet, whatever it is that you have, the sword. Let's see you setting all that aside. What was our word for that? We had a word for that. Disarming. Yesterday was disarming. We are disarming. For me, it always seems like it ought to be de-arming, but nonetheless, disarming, setting that armor aside. I want you to stand there and feel that armor sitting beside you. It's there. You can pick it back up if you want to. Pretty heavy stuff. But kind of as Brene Brown says, we're in the arena. We may be naked, bloody, dirty, whatever, but there we are. Doing the work. Doing the work. We're showing up and doing the work. Are there people up in the cheap seats giving us what for? Absolutely. It's easy to sit in the cheap seats. It's not easy to be where we are, in the arena, exposed, vulnerable, doing our stuff. Armor sitting beside us, we've let that go. All those armored up people sitting up in the cheap seats, giving us what for? You're not doing very well. Who do you think you are? You can't do this. Again, easy to sit up there. My rule of thumb, I haven't said this in a while. I'm going to trot this back out. My rule of thumb is do not take the opinions or advice from anyone you wouldn't gladly trade places with in life. Think about that. Do not take the opinion or advice of anyone you wouldn't gladly trade places with in life. All right? So, just a little benchmark against which to weigh how much do I want to value this person's opinion? How much do I value my own opinion? Really, that's where I'd like to see us go, that we keep our own best counsel. We are our own best advisor. Why? Because we're opening ourselves up to the divine, to all that is, to that field of infinite possibilities, to the expansive consciousness that dissolves obstacles. It was time for this one to come out of the mothballs again and make it into a clip, so it's sitting on my desk. Expansive consciousness dissolves obstacles. That is moving from the we can't to how can we? How can we? There's always a way. How can we? All right? So, I wish you well today with your opening, with your taking of opportunities to soften, be vulnerable, be curious, open to space, what comes toward you, just being ready, willing, and able to receive. Have an awesome day. We'll see you again tomorrow. Remember, you are capable of far, far, far more than you think you are. Bye-bye.